How's it going, guys? Vaibhav here and welcome back to another video. So another day, another OnePlus 8 leak. So the OnePlus 8 is practically a week away now, less than that actually, and Pete Lau has gone on Twitter to share a few images from what the OnePlus 8 Pro's camera can capture. So as far as we know, the OnePlus 8 Pro has dual 48 megapixel sensors, and if you don't know who Pete Lau is, he's my homie. Like, he practically told me what the phone is going, never mind, but he is my homie actually. I met him at the OnePlus 70 image. Here's a picture of me and him on screen just so that you believe me, but without further ado, let's get into this. So this is a shot taken from the OnePlus 8 Pro and another unknown phone. Now, they haven't gone ahead and told us which other phone it is, but if we go ahead and look at the images, the OnePlus 8 Pro's image looks very good. Now, it looks good, but it's overly processed. Now, this thing practically looks like it's daytime, and that's something I've always complained with night mode on many smartphones. Like, I don't want the essence of the picture, especially the lighting, to just disappear, and this has basically done that. So I am impressed by the amount of detail and the clarity, but at the same time, there is a heavy dosage of fake lighting and fake introduction of detail probably in this picture. Now, if you go ahead and look at the other sample from the other phone, it looks very poor. Now, from what I can tell, I think the OnePlus 8 Pro has obviously taken this image because it looks a lot better, and this image is probably taken by the iPhone 11 Pro Max, because the ultra wide angle camera on the iPhone 11 Pro Max cannot do night mode as far as I know. So because they're comparing ultra wide and can get ultra close, I think it's between the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the OnePlus 8 Pro. Now, if you look at the other sample he shared, this is basically using the 3x telephoto lens on the OnePlus 8 Pro. Compare that to, again, the iPhone 11 Pro Max's sample. Once again, the 11 Pro Max's sample has a lot more noise. It looks very bad in comparison to the OnePlus 8 Pro's sample. And going by these images, we can probably tell that the OnePlus 8 Pro is going to heavily focus on the camera, because over the years, I've had the pleasure of using the 5, the 7, 7T Pro, whatever, all of the OnePlus flagships, and they tend to do really well in performance, but they don't do as well when it comes to camera, especially night mode. So I think the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro are going to focus heavily on the camera, and these teasers are just one example of how they're going to do it. Now, before we move on to the second leak, let me just address this tweet from one of my colleagues, Jermaine, concept creator. So I met him at the OnePlus 70 launch in London, and he basically makes the same point I do. Some of these images basically look like daytime photos, and I don't know what companies are trying to do by making these images so vibrant. Like, I get that night mode has to perfect these images and make it look like it's day, but I think when it looks like it's daytime, it just takes away from the essence of the shot. So I wish there was a middle ground in night mode where you could practically have good detail, but it still looks like a nighttime photo. Because if you go by the colors here, there's a lot of pink on the sides, and it looks like this has been taken like right before or right after a sunset, and clearly it hasn't been when you switch over to this other image where the colors are way more accurate. Like, it definitely looks like nighttime, and I think just finding that hybrid or finding that perfect combination between the two is a bit difficult. Now, before we end this video, there has been another leak on Weibo. So this is a leak from the OnePlus 8 series camera, supposedly a video taken from the OnePlus 8 Pro or 8, I don't know which one. This was in Chinese originally. I just used Google Translate to translate it to English, and it basically says that you have great dynamic range from the cameras on the OnePlus 8 Pro. So if you go ahead and click this video, you can see that the quality isn't the greatest because the video is obviously downscaled when they were uploading it. But if you go ahead and look at the dynamic range, the way the detail is handled both on the face as well as in the background, it goes to show that the OnePlus 8 Pro's camera is going to be something to reckon with. Now, we don't know if it's gonna record in 8K because that's what Samsung is doing, but we do know that it's not gonna go for a higher megapixel count sensors. So dual 48 megapixel sensors is what the OnePlus 8 Pro will come with. One, to help with the obvious pictures and the other one for videos presumably. But I think we'll find out more as we get closer to the launch, which is just a few days away. And obviously with the launch, we'll know everything about the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro. But that about wraps it up for this video. Let me know what you guys think about the samples down in the comments. Are you impressed by the OnePlus 8 Pro sample? Do you feel like they're a bit too fake? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe for more videos to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.